Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of RegretCraft. This is the 6th episode, I think. Yeah, it is. It is the 6th episode. But today we are going to take a little bit of a detour before we get down to business. And we have quite a bit of business to get down to. But as most of you are probably aware, we had an update on Wednesday, June the 23rd. Tuesday. That was a Tuesday, wasn't it? Tuesday, June the 23rd. We got our 1.16 update for our Nether. And I have already been in to check it out. Not on this world, on a different world, of course. But I would like to head into our Nether and see what we have to work with. Because, wow, Mojang just blew me away with what they did in the Nether, and I love it. I love every part of it. The only thing is oh wow, okay, is we thought the Nether was dangerous before. I seem to die every time I'm in here, and that's even with the netherite armor. So this place has just become like exponentially more dangerous, and there are blazes everywhere now. Like, nether fortresses have just become almost unplayable, I find. They're just, like, enemies everywhere. But we do need to remember how to get out of here. And I'm certainly glad that we went on or I did a bit of a tool repair before I started the episode, which is why everything that has mending is completely full. Wow, this is nuts! Are you seeing this? This is nuts. Look at what? How do we even get out of here again? I haven't been in here for far too long. You know what? This will do. Die. Okay, here we go. So we need to remember our coordinates. So I'm gonna try and remember the hotkey for a screenshot here. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna remember these coordinates. We're gonna double check our elytra. And we're going to take a quick second to realize how stupid this is of me without any fire resistance potions, but let's do this. And this is why I didn't want to explore too far into our nether, so that hopefully we wouldn't have to go too far. Hey, this is good. Look at that. This is definitely my favorite biome of the newly added. It's the basalt deltas. And this is just, oh, I love it. We will definitely be building some sort of nether outpost. Some really badass base in the nether at some point. But I love this ash particle effect that comes with the biome. It's just stunning. This blackstone, I love it. I love everything about this update. Makes me so happy. I'm kind of hoping we have a piglin bastion around here. I'm not seeing one though, but I mean, we haven't looked around too much. I have noticed magma cubes are everywhere now. Like, oh, okay, could you not? Thank you. Like, I can't seem to go anywhere without finding magma cubes in very high abundance. So while we're exploring, I guess I will take this opportunity to let you guys know what I've done in between episodes. Which I added well, not one, but 2 new levels onto our creeper farm. So that is much more effective now. And I've also spent a lot of time AFKing at the color sector, and I managed to get a ton of dyes in pretty much every color that we could get. Oh, here's the Soul Sand Valley. Nice. So we're gonna have to get some of that Soul Speed 3 enchantment on our boots now, which I found out you can actually combine with Frostwalker, which I was not expecting. I thought they would definitely make you choose on that one. Oh, and the basalt. I don't know how you guys say it, basalt, basalt. I'm probably going to end up saying it both ways, so yeah. But I love this block. This is an amazing new block. Oh, here we go. Here's a crimson forest. Oh, we don't have any gold armor on. We need to be careful. We can't go close to any of the piglins or they will attack us. Wow. Okay. Thank goodness for elytras. That was a bit much, wasn't it? But yeah, that's the red crimson one. So, the red crimson one. Crimson forest. There's also a blue version of that called the warped forest. Is that what it's called? This is not ideal at all. More crimson. Okay, we need to get out of here and we need to go home. This was a bad idea. This was a very bad idea. Oh, hey, look at that. Look what we found. Definitely gonna be screenshotting that. So we are in no state to be going in there right now, especially with no gold armor, but that is definitely good to know. Ow! Ow! That hurt. Oh, hey, look at that. Nice, easy way to our another portal. Couldn't have worked out better. So it's a bit too bad we didn't get around to finding the warped fungi forest, but I mean, we'll definitely be spending a lot of time in there eventually. But as you can see from here, we've gone and made creeper farm just a bit taller. I've done a bit of cow breeding, got our stake up higher. And I've also gone out and I have done a ton of resource gathering. We got 3 shulker boxes full of sand, 3 full of gravel. And as I was telling you earlier, we have all of our colors. So you'll see the brown is missing, but you can see I've spent quite a bit of time making up these dyes. So that should come in handy. Because our plan now, of course, which is why we were building the color sector to begin with, is we plan on dealing with this village over here, which you can see I've also done a bit of laying out. And again, the snow kind of gets annoying here, but you can see the yellow outline, maybe. We can test my elytra landing skills. Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. So, this is the village by our base, and I kind of want to fortify it. So, I've gone around and I've marked out the perimeter of this village. But after doing so, I noticed that that's going to take a ton of blocks and a lot of time and a lot of resources, and well, we're not quite there yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this in sections. So we're going to start with one segment, and then we're going to build another segment later on, and then another addition, and then the final addition. So we're basically going to do it in 4 parts. But yeah, so we're going to build a wall around this place. And I'm basically going to tear down all the houses, build some custom ones, build some roads, all of that. And then, yeah, eventually we can get some villagers in here and get them set up with the professions we want them to be set up with. And then we can trade with them. So we basically have all the spells we need at hand. And now that 1.16 has come out, we can actually use the zombified trick with the villagers that Java Edition had. Where we can basically, if a zombie kills the villager, they turn into a zombie villager, and then we cure them and we get super cheap trades. So we'll definitely be making use of that. So yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of crafting. I'm going to turn this and a bunch of different colored dyes, turn them into a bunch of concrete. And then there's the fun part of, excuse me. Thank you. Turning the concrete powder into hardened concrete, which, as some of you probably know, you need to put next to water to do that. And then you have to break the block. But I know there's tons of videos online of these concrete makers you can make that utilize TNT and pistons and timing, and I've actually made one of those in a creative testing world that I love and it works perfectly. But after construction, I noticed that in bedrock, when you break blocks with TNT, there's actually only a roughly 25% chance of that block dropping an item. So we're pretty much losing 3/4 of our concrete by using one of those. So those don't work on bedrock, which is really, really too bad because I love building them. They're tons of fun. But I did some research and I found something that works pretty much just as good. And it's not near as fun to build, but it's cheap, it's quick, it's effective, and it gets the job done. So I'm gonna make a bunch of concrete powder and then whip one of those up and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright everybody, and I'm back, and I've done quite a bit of resource gathering, I guess. And I've also built this ugly thing. But this ugly thing is going to make my life a lot easier. So, you can see I've turned a bunch of our gravel and sand into gray concrete powder. A little bit of orange, and yeah, you can see by these 2 shulker boxes I have spent a fair time in the Nether since I last recorded. And that was because I didn't really have a design for the wall I wanted to build until a little bit ago when I popped into a creative test world and whipped up a design. And there I decided I loved the blackstone. So that meant I had to go back to the Nether, get a bunch of blackstone, and sure you can tell by my levels that it didn't go too well. Died like twice, and I lost a bunch of rockets and a bow. But other than that, I think we're doing okay. But now it's time to turn all of this concrete powder, you can see I tested it out already, into concrete. So the way this works, and I actually had to do quite a bit of messing around before I got a system that actually works, because the one I was thinking about utilized a bug that 1.16 fixed. So I was able to go onto YouTube and find this design from, I actually forget his name, but I'll put it down in the description, or maybe I'll write it on screen during, if I remember, during editing. But yeah, it's kind of the same idea, except now we utilize bubble columns instead. So what happens here is, you can see we got a redstone torch, a repeater. So as soon as we put a block here, it's going to power this piston, and it's going to push it. So if we do that again, you can see it pushes it off the edge, and it kind of just bounces up and down here. So if we just keep doing that, now you can see that they kind of stack in this way. And we can pretty much just keep on doing that over and over and over. Once we have a bunch, this is kind of where it gets a bit tricky. So I found it works best if we push this over, and we just have a fence gate, open fence gate, attached to the sticky piston. So if we push that, you can see nothing really happens. But if we pull that, and then we push this, you can see it sticks them all here, but they're still not concrete powder. Or they're still not hardened concrete, sorry. So we push that, you can see now they're done bouncing around like crazy. And now we just have a dispenser with a bucket of water in it. So if we activate that, you can see nothing has happened still. But now, when we pull that back, you can see these have all turned to concrete powder, or hardened concrete. So I can just break that. You can see we got that piece of concrete powder. So if I go ahead and just break all of these. Oh, I should probably put some obsidian or dirt behind there, I guess. Yeah, you can see we got a couple pieces of hardened concrete. So I can do this about 2 stacks at a time. And yeah, it's not super ideal, but it does speed up the process. So I'm just going to spend a bunch of time here turning all of this into hardened concrete. Excuse me. Thank you. turning all of this into hardened concrete, and then, yeah, we will probably get hard to work at building our city wall. Alright guys, so I've spent quite a bit of time at the fancy new concrete maker. And you can see, yeah, I've turned this entire box into hardened concrete. So these blocks are all ready to work with. Got some orange concrete, some glass, and another shulker box full of blackstone. So I've come around here and I found our 2 villagers that we had acquired earlier. And I've just snuck them out of their house and put them in this, these little dirt huts for now so I can tear everything down. And we don't lose them. So the next thing I'm going to do is basically, yeah, rip everything up so that we have a nice clean slate. And then probably get hard to work at building the wall. Alright guys, so we got the first part of our wall completed, and you can see I've just gone ahead and added this upper walkway. So we can walk around up here now and defend the wall if we need to. But I had originally planned to go, yeah, just a bit farther than we did. But then I ran out of blackstone because I severely underestimated how much blackstone this wall was going to take. So I'm just going to have to head back into the Nether and harvest a substantial amount more blackstone than I did. And then hopefully we can keep going, because I would like to move our villagers in now. Well, I would like to keep this cobblestone wall going. Just connect it up over there, and then this part will be nicely walled in. So we can light it up and spawn proof it, and then we can move our villagers in and get a start on our trading. But I would like the houses that we build in here to, yeah, match the same color palette as the wall. So I'm going to need a bunch more blackstone. But yeah, the last couple episodes have gone a bit longer than I intended them to, and I'd like to get back on track with that. So I'm just going to keep going on this cobblestone wall off camera, and go and harvest a bunch more blackstone off camera, and then next episode I guess we will, yeah, get hard to work at building some homes for our villagers, and maybe getting some more of them. But I guess that's going to be all for me for this episode then, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like. If you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to be alerted every time a video comes out, hit the bell icon. But until then, I hope you guys have a fantastic time. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.